Hey guys, it's Corey again. We are going to go over some more of the material from Imagine AI Live 2024. This is Eric Vaughan from Ignite Tech and GFI Software, and he is talking about his process for doing a digital transformation at his company. It's very interesting, and I think it's some of the stuff that you hear about and some of the things that you see when you're going to do a transformation are maybe a little bit different, but he's providing some easy on-ramps, which is part of the process, and then identifying the people that do want to play and the people that don't want to play. So anyway, let's see what his approach is. He's starting out with his all-hands meeting last year in 2023, Q2 to Q3. So let's check out and see what he has to say.
And I'm going to do something you don't normally do on stage in presentations. I'm going to share some all-hands slides, some internal slides that I shared with my company to walk you through our journey. So started at the beginning of Q3. We dabbled and played a little bit in Q2. We weren't really serious about it, but by Q3 we had formulated that we have to be all in on this strategy. And we started the meeting, normal agenda. We're going to talk about Q3. We're going to talk about our Q3 goals, make sure we're all clear about that. Then we're going to talk about closing out Q2, kind of a typical all-hands meeting. And then I said, nope, that's not what we're here to talk about. We are absolutely going to change everything because the world changed overnight. And we've now woken up. We've seen the future, and it's here. And we have to make sure that we get there. And we're going to start by giving you a gift.
It's a gift.
This is exactly what I said, same slide. We're going to give you a gift. We're going to give you a gift of time, investment, education, excitement, enthusiasm, focus to transform your lives and your careers, certainly for all you do here, around this AI revolution. And to be clear, this is totally going to be a culture shift. We told everybody that. It's tough. It's not easy. You're going to get a lot of people. Some of them are going to look like this. You got to find these people really quickly. They're going to fold their arms. They're going to be like, yeah, there's no way that AI will ever do what I've spent 20 years doing. It can't write code. It can't write content. It can't generate graphics, not as good as I do. And that's a problem to overcome with people's thinking. It's easy to understand and you can appreciate it. But you have to find these people. You also have to find these people. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I had a lawyer friend. I was working with him on something, and I told him about ChatGPT just for editing his documents, like keep terms straight, that kind of thing. And he said, Eric, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I said, David, you're so wrong. I hope you're retiring soon because all your competition will be doing this soon. You have to find those people because if you...
That's a very interesting point that he makes, and that's part of the urgency is all of your competition will be doing this soon. And way, way different than when the digital revolution came and we got all the .com stuff. All of these things were transitioning businesses to giving another channel, another marketing channel, or creating businesses that only use the internet. Anyhow, this is going to be way different because all kinds of businesses are out there that their competition will be using AI, and if you're not, or if any business isn't using it, they're just not going to be competitive. It's just not going to be possible to really be competitive because this is really creating a competitive edge. Kind of interesting, just looking at that right there. There's a clock. I just noticed there's a clock in the arm of the chair there. I don't know what the rope's about. Anyway, let's continue on.
Don't find if you're going to end up here where you've done a lot of work, you've invested, you've created time, and no matter what, you can't get that horse to drink. And that's a problem. All of those people will bring down your organizations. If they don't buy in, it won't work. So we ran a program in that quarter that we talked all about engagement. And it wasn't measuring skills. It wasn't measuring aptitude. It was measuring whether you were trying. And we were giving you every opportunity to try. We said, there's got to be engagement. We're going to run a whole month program. We're going to score your engagement, the amount of work you do on this. You're going to be given all the resources to do it. And we're going to award prizes of $2,500 to the top 5, measured by the leadership team for some projects. And then we're going to establish a floor a floor of engagement. And if you're below the floor, you'll be leaving the company. And we did that. We had to do that in Q3. We made it very clear, gave everybody equal chance. The only way you got yourself in the basement is if you didn't try. So we were sussing those people out. We came back to start Q4, and we said, this is why, folks, everybody's got to be in the same boat, rowing at the same speed, in the same direction, because if you don't, it's gonna look like this. Not only are there multiple boats, we got one guy on his phone, another one's checking his watch. I mean, this isn't gonna work if you're trying to actually get your company to transform. And funny that Michael Moe talked on this stage yesterday about Kodak, because it was in our all-hands slide too, the story of Kodak. Great story. Inventors and patent holders of the digital camera, they buried it because they were afraid that they were going to cannibalize their film revenue. Well, this treasured company of the United States is now gone. So we came back in Q4.
It's so interesting when you think about that. In my MBA, we studied Kodak quite a bit. We actually had one of our professors worked at Kodak and participated in quite a bit of quite a few attempts to try to turn it around, but fundamentally they were trying to ignore the digital revolution, trying to focus on film, trying to focus on not cannibalizing the digital revolution, not cannibalizing their film sales and their other products. So they were really trying to drag their feet on going to digital. They also did some other things where they just kind of felt like they were not going to be impacted by other competition and some of the other things that occurred. And one of the situations with Kodak is that they were stuck in the camera mode, and they ignored the disruptive technology. And people use disruptive all the time, but the way that they defined it with how Christensen defined it, that the disruptive technology is a technology that comes from the bottom of the market and comes up through another channel. And in this case, it was cameras on phones. The cameras on phones, at first it was like, oh, that's cute. Those are terrible, resolution. Those are just for, really blurry, nasty pictures, etc., that just didn't work well. And as they continued to develop that, they're developing higher end cameras that were exceeding what the customer needed. And these phones were now in everybody's hands, and they kept coming up better and better and better to where they met the customer's needs. And they really struggled with that because they were at the point where that occurred. They were too far behind in the market, and they were ignoring. They were attempting to ignore these cameras on phones, and built into them, because they were just like, yeah, it's just not. That's not a quality camera. That's not where we are. That's not our market. That's etc. But the improvements, the incremental improvements, and there's a great presentation by, there's a great graphic that Christensen and those guys made. I forget the name of it now, but where it shows that when you meet the customer's minimum requirements, then you get a major shift of the middle of the market, which holds like 70% of the people, that they begin to adopt the technology that you were ignoring, and you are way, way, way behind the curve because you did not catch on to the trend. I think AI is going to do the same thing, and I think that we are right in the middle of that transformation. We're going to have lots of books written about this, lots of case studies going forward in the future. People are going to look back and go, wow, this transformation here, a lot of companies didn't pay attention to it, and they're no longer here. And that's a good reason to, point out the Kodak situation. So technologies like Air.ai are coming along. They're going to disrupt different different avenues, different industries. Air is not perfect right now, and it's going to be ignored by a lot of people that are in the, shall we say, the incumbent position. But it's going to get to the point, and it's already at the point in a lot of cases where it's meeting people's requirements to be able to do calls without having to have a call center, without having to have a staff or full-time callers or whatever. And it's putting the technology very, very much the same. It's putting technology in the hands of everybody. It's democratizing it. So let's continue on here, and I think I'll stop it here in a little bit, and we'll take a look, see what else he's got.
And we said, all right, where are we? Here's the leaderboard. Looks similar to the one in Q3, but we don't have a basement anymore. We have the 5 people that won the $2,500. Everybody else is in the green zone. There's nothing at the bottom. Those people have exited. We made it very clear. So we said, now we're taking it to another level. It's not just us doing work and sponsoring projects. We're going to bring in some experts. This gentleman's name, Ethan Malik. If any of you are not following him.
Okay, I think we'll go through Ethan's thing. I think this is actually I was able to watch part of one of his interviews. Very interesting. So I think we'll leave it at that, and it's very important to realize that this AI technology is coming along, and it is disrupting, starting kind of low in the market, following some of the patterns, definitely many of the patterns of a disruptive technology where it's coming from the bottom, and I think some of the higher-end functions and applications are not paying attention to it. Anyhow, the hands that it's going to be put in people's hands. It's going to democratize, as they've been saying in a lot of these, democratize a whole bunch of different capabilities. I come from writing code, and it can write code. There's no question. The one thing it's not going to be able to do is gather requirements and turn that in, turn those chunks of code into a really comprehensive, complete system. I think that's going to be difficult for it to do, for sure. I could be surprised, but I think where we're going to be playing is a lot of mundane, repeatable work sort of thing will be built by AI, and then we're gonna integrate it together. But it's going to speed us up big time. Anyway, thanks for watching.